What's mewing Sigmas? Hopefully my audio is fixed, but this is how to make 3 years of business progress in 3 months. And really you just need to hyper focus on one thing, and you just need to completely put all of your time and energy into that one singular thing and just not stray away from it. That's pretty much a 30-second summary, so you can click off now. Yeah, if you don't know who I am, I tried a bunch of different side hustles like an agency and dropshipping and starting accounts on like YouTube and TikTok. None of those worked. None of those made me any money, and I kept switching around from business model to business model. But now with this YouTube channel, I've started to make money online, and this is a Stripe screenshot from my account. So yeah, that's why you should trust me. And the easiest way to make 3 years of progress in 3 months, it isn't monk mode. It isn't having a perfect 100% routine where you're completely productive the entire day and you have the perfect routine. And that's obviously like super unrealistic, and that's not actually possible for anybody to do because we're literally human. And you can't think that you're going to be perfectly disciplined like David Goggins disciplined the entire day, because you probably can't even stay disciplined like 50% of the day. It's literally just consistency. It's just sticking to one thing and staying on that path. Because let me show you a little picture here. So this is you right now, and this is your goal, okay? Right here. This is your goal. That's your target, okay? And you need to follow this path in order to get to your goal. And maybe it's going to be a little bit difficult. You're going to have some backwards progress. You're going to mess up a little bit on the path. You're going to have some slow progress. You're going to go in all sorts of directions. But if you just stick to the path, eventually you're going to be at your goal, okay? So the goal is to stay on this path as long as possible and to have as little of these little kinks and backwards progress. You want your line to be as straight as possible in this direction so that you can reach your goal faster and with less effort. So if you just stick to the path, eventually with all these twists and turns and everything, which obviously you want to avoid, but regardless it's going to happen on either a small scale or a large scale, if you just stick to it, you're eventually going to reach your goal, okay? So just have consistency, just stick to your goal, because what you're probably doing right now is you're having some progress towards this, but you stop like right here along the path, and you don't even make this progress towards your goal. You're so close to reaching it, but then you see this new side hustle right here. This is called shiny object syndrome, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but you start making progress toward this one after, right? And then you see something over here, you see a new easier side hustle on this path towards this one. So instead of actually finishing this one, you start going to this one, and then you keep doing that, and you end up not making any progress at all. And instead of your path looking something like this, it actually looks like this, where it goes all crazy. Let me do this in red. It goes like this, where it goes all crazy, and you wasted a bunch more time. Look at how much more effort this is than just sticking to this path. So just find a good path and just stick to it as long as possible, and you're eventually going to reach your goal in a lot less time than if you were to do the new side hustle, new AI, TikTok shop, side hustle, whatever. But yeah, there's more to it, but consistency is just the largest, most important part of it, because you can see how much harder it is if you don't have consistency to one path. It's literally impossible. So right now you have something called shiny object syndrome, which I talked about earlier. You're constantly looking for the best, newest business model with all of those, clickbait YouTube thumbnails, because you really want money as soon as possible. You want the easiest, fastest method with the least amount of pain involved. When really the grass is always greener where you water it. It's not the grass is greener over there, it's where you water it. So this is your biggest issue, because even the most outdated, the worst business model that just sucks so much, there's such a tiny audience, there's barely anybody who wants to pay for your product, it would still have an income by now, a decent income by now, if you literally just stuck with it. Just stick with it and you'll be good. There's a reason why I'm, pushing this. There's a reason why I'm emphasizing this. And this is bad for retention anyways, but I'm emphasizing it regardless. You think with emotion instead of logic, right? You're thinking like a woman, dude. Because when the current side hustle, the newest business model that you're trying, it isn't so exciting anymore. The dopamine's all gone, and you realize that you actually have to start putting in the work now. You have to start doing the cold outreach now for an agency, or you have to start making a bunch of ads for dropshipping. Now, all of a sudden, all of the other side hustles, they start suddenly looking much more attractive, because right now you're in the hard part where you have to actually put in all the work and you have to do a bunch of repetitive stuff. When in the newest business model, in the other business model, it seems like that process doesn't exist, when in every business model it does exist, and I'm going to explain more of that in a second. So the thing is that every single business model is going to have some sort of grinding aspect to it, because if it was super easy, just free money, and it was, it took 1 week and you're already on 10K a month, then everybody would just quit their jobs and they would do that business model, that side hustle instead, because that's clearly just a better option. So it'd get oversaturated super quickly. Everybody would be doing it, and that would lead to it not existing just because of supply and demand. So there needs to be some sort of, filter, some sort of barrier to get the money. And that barrier, that filter is, time and energy investment. There needs to be a gate that needs to be passed through using time and effort so that not everybody can just oversaturate it super quickly, and then supply and demand leads to it being a not so viable side hustle anymore. So starting on a new business and grinding on that business is a time and effort that you need to input in order to get the money output. Because if you have a large time and effort investment that you input in order for your business to start being successful and start making money, then not as many people are going to be willing to put in that much time and effort as much as you have in order to have a similar business to you. So now it's less saturated and you're one of the few people that have put in enough time and effort, and therefore you're going to get even better results. So here's a really important concept as well. Money is created when pain is alleviated, and pain is alleviated when problems are solved. This is from the entrepreneur Charlie Morgan. He has a YouTube channel. He makes like $1 million a month. This is him right here. I'm going to cover this after I cover this little document I made. But you need to put in effort to solve big issues for a lot of people, because if you're solving not only big issues, but you're solving those big issues for a large group of people, then you are alleviating a ton of pain over that entire spread of people. So since you're alleviating a ton of pain, you're providing so much value. Money is just the exchange of value, because, trading used to be like a bartering system, but then money was just like the currency of exchange. So money is basically just the exchange of value. So if you solve huge problems for so much people, then money is just naturally going to be created for you. Like you're naturally just going to get money because that's how money works. So if you choose a business model that you hate doing, and like it's such a drag to do it every single day and to work on it every single day, then in the middle of trying to get past this, gate/barrier towards getting money, so in the middle of this path towards your goal of starting to make money online, you're going to quit because it's so unenjoyable and it's such a drag and it's so hard to do. And all of the other side hustles are going to seem much more attractive. So you're going to quit it and you're going to try a new side hustle, a new business model where it seems much easier to pass the gate. Like you perceive it as much easier because, the clickbait YouTubers who are like, here, you can start making $100 a day tomorrow with these surveys on the survey app, when it's really the same for every single business model, or at least very similar. So you need to choose a business model that you love. Otherwise, you're going to hate working on it and then you're going to quit on it. So the only other viable solution is that you love doing it. So you continue putting your time and energy and effort into your business so that you can get past the gate easier, and it's much less stressful and it's much less annoying. And that's what I'm literally doing right now. That's why I'm so passionate about this. And even when you're working towards achieving this goal, not only do you get the goal itself, not only do you get the money, but you actually love the process more than video games, more than social media, more than bad websites. It's like a win-win. It's like a win-win. Like you love the process and you also love the destination, the journey and destination stuff. You're going to love the journey and you're also going to love the destination. So it's like, W's all around. If you actually love your business, then you're going to have no reason to quit it, because you're providing value, you're helping people, and you actually love doing that process, and you love working on your business. You love creating like this entity, like this project. You love working on this. And also you have the money that also motivates you even more. So you're going to have no reason to quit it. You're going to have no reason to, try this newest, trendiest side hustle with AI or something like crypto or something. So you're just going to have no reason to quit it. And once again, consistency is the most important thing. So if you have no reason to quit it, that's the most important thing, and you're on the right track. So once again, not only are you going to love the business itself, but you're actually going to be rewarded for working on it, because you're just providing so much value since you're grinding on it so hard every single day for multiple hours instead of doing video games and other instant gratification stuff. So understand this. This is extremely important. I saved the best for last on this document. So a little prize, a little present for you sticking until the end. You need to understand that pretty much every single thing, it's either delayed gratification or it's instant gratification, but it's pretty much never both. Okay, so video games and stuff like that is obviously instant gratification only. Working on a business and stuff is delayed gratification only. So you hate working on the business, but you love the money that comes from it. You love the ability to, go to Dubai and have an Audi R8, or I don't know, have like a JDM car or something. In video games and other adjacent instant gratification stuff, like drugs and stuff, obviously those don't help you in the long term. I didn't need to tell you that. So instant gratification only, delayed gratification only. So both of these have one positive and one negative, because it's a delayed gratification only, but not instant gratification. And then video games have one oh, that's embarrassing. Have one negative and one positive. Okay. So as another example, working, a 9 to 5, it's delayed gratification because, you pay the bills, you get the money from it. You can, buy something that you want. You can save up for a car. But the 5-day vacation that you get after working an entire quarter at your job, like for 3 months or something, that's the instant gratification. You get a 5-day vacation and there's your break. There's your instant gratification. You get to enjoy your time. So like, not to get all red pill matrix on you and stuff, but you've basically been like conditioned, and you've basically started to think that everything is only instant gratification or delayed gratification, because working a 9 to 5 is only delayed gratification and your vacation is only instant gratification. You can have both of them. You can actually have the best of both worlds. And it seems crazy that there can be a business that's both enjoyable and also produces money, which is delayed and instant gratification. Let me underline that for the people in the back. But it actually does exist, and it's what I'm doing right now once again. So I'm going to get onto that in a second. That's what this framework is about. Making raw YouTube videos where you help a certain group of people with a certain issue, and you just, you talk to a camera just like this, and you help them with that issue, and then you sell personal help to them. You're solving huge issues for a large group of people, since you're talking on a YouTube channel, and that reaches like a huge swath, a huge variety of people, a huge audience. And then you just pitch personal help to them, which I'm not going to do it, which I'm not doing at the moment, just because I'm trying to grow my audience more. I'm still coaching the people who got it while I was still offering it. But yeah, I stopped that for now. And I have a special little 4-step framework just for you. And the reason that these emojis are blue is because I have like a dark mode on Google Docs, because like Google Docs is like super white and stuff. And I have dark mode on pretty much everything. So I think it just inverted the colors. So it's like blue. And you know that how like the top of the super shocked face is like blue usually. So it's like reversed. And then, yeah, I follow this framework, and you can follow it too. And you don't have to go through all of the twists and turns along this path. So right now, once again, you're right here. Just ignore the fact that it's in red. So you don't have to go through all the twists and turns that I had to go through. You don't have to go through all of this. You can have, just maybe a little bit. Still maybe a little bit. So this is me, and this is you. Let's shorten that up. Right. So you're going to have a much easier time. You're going to have a much easier path. This is not only going to be faster, but it's going to be less effort. It's going to be less time that you have to spend, learning the lessons that I've already learned. Okay. So I'm just going to pass that information on to you. Here is my 4-step framework that you can just copy. Here's the game plan. Step 1 is to identify a group of people that you genuinely care about. Okay, so this is what you love. So if you don't know what the framework of Ikigai is, it's like this 1,000-year-old Japanese philosophy from like the Okinawan island. This island has the highest percentage of people over 100 years old. So that's probably saying something about, how you should be living. You should probably be living like them. But yeah, this framework, it fits perfectly into Ikigai. So first of all, I followed this framework without making it first. So I accidentally followed this framework. And then I was like, okay, how did I start making money online? Let me write down this framework so I can share it to people. And then I wrote it down into like 3 steps. I think these 2 were combined. And then meanwhile, I was reading a book called Ikigai about this concept. And then I realized, wait, my framework is pretty much the same thing. So I just adjusted a little bit, and now it's this perfect framework, this perfect mesh of like old traditional culture, which has stood the test of time, and what is working right now, the business model that is working right now and that's really popular right now. So it's a perfect combination of those 2 things. And yeah, it's basically the perfect framework, dare I say. So before I get too ahead of myself, and step 2 is to define the biggest common problem that all of the people in this first group have in common. So let's say it's like teenagers, they're all addicted to their phones, and that's what the world needs. You can help them with that. So you can see this what the world needs corresponds to that, and all of them correspond. That's your Ikigai. So if there's one thing that is all 4 of these things combined, that's your Ikigai. That should be your career. That should be what you spend your time on. And, step 3 is to learn about how to solve that problem so you can actually get good at it, so you can actually provide value to them. So this is going to be what you're good at, which is right there. And then step 4 is to, after you've learned about how to solve that problem, and you're making YouTube videos about it, and you're talking about it, and you're helping people with their issue, and you've grown a little bit of an audience on YouTube, you can start pitching, you can start selling to them personal one-to-one help with their issue, and they're already going to trust you because you've already helped them with your advice. You've already changed their life. So they're like, wow, if for free this guy's changing my life, then if I pay him money and I get one-to-one help from them, like what wonders can he do for me? So you're going to be rolling in money because all of your people in your audience, all 100,000 views that you're going to get, they're pretty much all going to think like that. Those are like 100,000 qualified leads, which just means like people who are in your audience who are qualified to buy your product, like people who are in your ideal audience. There are like 100,000 of those people who have been pitched your advertisement to help them more, and they've seen your personality in your videos, and they relate to you and stuff like that. And if you pitch them something, if you pitch them the perfect solution to their problem that they've been having for so long, this huge problem that they're having, and they don't know the solution, they're probably going to buy it. Just think about that. So yeah, this is an incredible framework, and let me just give you an example of what I'm doing, okay? So step one is that I care about young men who want to become entrepreneurs, but they're struggling to do so, because I used to be in that same position. And these people, they're like brainwashed that if you go on Alibaba and you get these $1 rubber chickens, they've been kind of hypnotized by the fact that if you dropship these, then you're going to start making an income online. That's not how it works. You need to actually provide value. You need to actually have a good side hustle that's not oversaturated, where you actually enjoy doing it, and that's going to get you to start making money online, actually. And then step two is that they can't find success in a side hustle, so they keep switching. They keep having shiny object syndrome, which I talked about at the beginning. You see that reference? And then step three is that young men, they look for the easy dropshipping side hustle, but the best entrepreneurs, which are these YouTubers, I shouldn't even say YouTubers, these are better classified as entrepreneurs who happen to make YouTube videos. They all say that mindset and doing work that you love is more important. Like Sam Ovens, he has a video called like Why You Can't Do the Work, and it's about doing work that you actually love. Yeah, it's right here. I can't believe I actually remembered that. Yeah, the title. Yeah, so you actually need to do what you love, and Charlie Morgan also has a couple of videos talking about that. So yeah, as a result, I sell one-to-one personalized help, helping people to start making money online with a YouTube channel, talking about what they love. I help people go through these steps so that they can start making money online. And yeah, this is literally me. I'm practicing what I preach. I'm not, telling you to go on Etsy and start selling like crafts, like handmade crafts or something while I'm making YouTube videos. And that's my side hustle. That's my source of income, like those clickbaity YouTubers do. I'm literally doing what I'm telling you to do, right? And I can cover this fourth step right here, and I can cover all the other steps in much more detail, but they're actually really, really simple, and they're a lot less complicated than you think. It's literally all in your head, dude. And with this business model, you're not going to have insane competition, because your business is your own thing that you yourself care about, and it has your own personality, it has your own pizzazz, it has your own ideology, right? It has your own thoughts into it. It's your own thing, it's your own entity, it's your own business. I just said own like 6 times there. But even if a bunch of people are doing the same thing as you, even if they're doing a similar thing to you, if they're making YouTube videos similar to your style where you just talk to a camera and they're talking about similar stuff and they have similar ideas to you, they're not going to be the same. They're not going to have the exact same personality. And more importantly, you're going to be working so much harder than them because you genuinely care about helping these people, right? Because this first step, you feel bad about their situation. You actually want to help these people, like teenagers who are addicted to their phones or something, or entrepreneurs who, are consistently, they keep trying to make money online. They keep switching from business model to business model, but they're just kind of a little bit lost. And since you care about your work, you're going to be much more consistent. You're going to put in much more effort, and your work, it's going to be higher quality and in quantity. And as a result, it's just a matter of time before you start making money online. You've basically negated luck from the equation, right? Because there's like an Alex Hormozi tweet. That's this guy right here. He literally has over 2 million subscribers, over 2.5 million actually. He's like, volume negates luck. It's such a simple idea. If you just put more work, if you just put more effort, then like more volume, then luck can't even be considered as a variable anymore. And you can see with these dropshipping and e-com and agency courses, they get so many views. You have so much competition. And this is just one course of people who are just trying to do the same thing as you. And you are such a narcissist if you don't have the humility to admit that you can't be all 3.5 million of these people. You can't be one of the few people that actually, makes a really good income like this chart right here. You have such a small chance of being one of the few, top 0.001% of people who actually put the most work in and who actually get all of the results. Because it's not like everybody who tries this dropshipping thing gets like pretty good results. It's like the top 0.0001% of people get results like these, and the rest of the people get like pretty much no results. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, that's basically it. I have a Discord server down below just for people who have stuck to the end of the video. You guys are the only ones who know about it. I'm mainly focusing on growing it at the moment, but it's going to have, live events, calls. It has lessons from me already, a bunch of lessons from me, all to help you start making money online as a community of people who are just like you, and you can network with them, discuss ideas with them and everything. So yeah, join right now. And if you don't, you suck.